So what would you say, I mean, you talk about intentionality
Yeah.
and the importance of that. What would you say are some very practical steps that someone could take into the workplace tomorrow and put into place that starts to build culture? Because it just doesn't happen, right?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Well, there's a couple things that answer your question, Keith. It's a good question. So something that anyone listening to could do right now. So, man, what if I don't even have a staff meeting? What could I do tomorrow? Well, tomorrow you could go to work excited. Your energy, right, causes a ripple effect on the world around you. So you could go a little bit more enthusiastic. But so am I just going to act happy? Well, you're not going to act happy. You can act the way you want to be, and soon you become the way you act. You can be and become happy. Is that going to have an impact? Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that because no one will get it. They'll think I'm weird. And okay, well, great. Then just live your miserable life. In other words, you've got to consider what happens if I do nothing.
Right.
If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So do something. But we're just not acting happy to act happy. We're doing it with intentionality. We're saying, I know that what I do and how I am, how I behave, how I speak, how I react, all those things have an influence on my environment. So I'm going to have a more intentional, deliberate influence on my environment. So let's be specific now. Let's channel this in a very positive way. So all the research tells us that one of the most significant aspects of a positive, powerful culture is the aspect of a culture that's in a sense of growth. That any culture that somehow creates or nurtures personal growth and development as a core value wins. They're going to have a more powerful culture. Well, a 5-year research paper of 20,000 managers asked this question. Since personal growth and development is so key to positive culture and positive aspect, and not only that, but a healthy workplace and a healthy individual, higher white blood cell count. But if that's so important, what's the number one behavior a leader can demonstrate to inspire growth and development in their people? And the answer was, the number one thing that you and I can do to inspire growth in our teams is to be engaged in growth ourselves. The number one thing we can do, it's kind of like kids that read the best come generally from parents who read to their kids. So if it's happening there, then it has an influence on people around it. So what does that look like for you and I? So let's get specific. So does that mean if I read more books at home that my team's going to read more books? Maybe. But it's going to be much more likely if I find myself or my team go, hey guys, I was reading this last night about leadership and about management and about da-da-da. And can I share it with you? And now when you open that book in front of your team and you're reading to your team from that book and they see and feel your excitement and enthusiasm, well, enthusiasm is contagious. So what's the enthusiasm for? Enthusiasm for reading and learning. So enthusiasm is contagious. Enthusiasm for learning is contagious. Enthusiasm for reading can become contagious. So that's a very deliberate way. And it might sound soft skill, but the research says these soft skills are some of the hardest skills in the world because we're just not willing to go first sometimes. So we let
it takes courage.
Yeah, it takes
courage and some vulnerability to step out and lead. Right?
But the other thing, positive thing is, if I open up this book with you and say, God, can I just share this with you? This is so important. I'm so excited about it. I want to share it with you. What I'm really saying is, this is important to me. I'm sharing it with you. I'm really saying that you're important to me. This is important. You're important. I want to share this important thing that I love with someone who's important that I love. And that's a very powerful cultural tool.